So FRN, Food Recovery Network, we are an organization, our motto is to fight waste and feed people. So what we do is we redirect food that should have been thrown away due to it being merely 2 days old from production date, and we redirect it to feed CSUN students as well as the homeless. So my name is Rena Sood, and I am currently the president of the Food Recovery Network, also known as FRN at CSUN. So in 2014, there were 5 nutrition students who saw that there was a lot of food being wasted. They also took part in sustainability as far as courses and stuff went, and they wanted to change that. So FRN is actually a national organization. They have branches in all 50 states. And so they decided to take on that role of starting FRN at CSUN.
My name is Frida Edinjog, and I was one of the founder officers of the FRN CSUN chapter. And currently, I do serve in the FRN National Student and Alumni Advisory Board. So practically what we do, we try to help other chapters nationwide. Since I have experience of how our chapter got experience, how we can actually provide the resources that they need to be successful. This was it was an idea of one of my dear friends. Her name is Diwata. I think one day she was walking around and she saw that the people at the fruit and sip that were throwing away bagels just in the trash can, because that's what most restaurants will do at the end of the day. And she was just like, how can they do that? How can they just throw perfectly good food into the trash can? So she started doing some research, and she actually found out about the Food Recovery Network.
My name is Brianna Caban, and I am the Shelter and Outreach Coordinator. Every week I send out emails to the shelters that we go to on Fridays. I have to email them to remind them that we're going to be dropping off the recoveries, and then I also email the different centers on campus for our Wednesday recovery to remind them that we'll be dropping off the recovery on Wednesday.
So on Wednesdays in specific, we recover food from all of the Freudian sips on campus, and we deliver it to locations on CSUN property. So we take it to places like EOP, which is in Bayramian Hall, the Dream Center, the Pride Center, the Veteran Center, all within the USU. And we also take it to the Women's Resource and Research Center, which is over on Housestead Avenue. And we're able to feed CSUN students with this. So anyone, CSUN faculty, staff, students, they can come in at 8 a.m. till about noon to get free food and breakfast.
Our main partner is CSUN Dining. They were very receptive of it. They were like, yes, we think this is a great idea. We knew that there was going to be some paperwork and meetings, red tape everywhere. But when you're determined to do something, you just push through. So we talked to the CSUN Dining Special Projects Coordinator, and she was very glad that we thought about this. FRN National actually has your back, so whenever you have meetings with your dining officials, they will actually tell you what to say. They have presentations, so they were super receptive. It was just more trying to get the word out to all the managers, to all the employees, how the recovery is going to happen, what's the schedule. So there was a lot of logistics, but they were always very welcoming.
We're like partners. It goes hand in hand. We get the leftovers, and in a way it also helps them out because they know not to over order pastries or food, because if they see that we're picking up a large amount, then that can also determine how much food they order, so they end up not wasting a lot of money.
We work really closely at the Food Recovery Network with our Institute for Sustainability. So practically what we've been working on is our food systems. So this is actually an award that was given to the university. CSUN got the award because we don't let the food hit the landfill. We will either compost it or we will give it to someone in need, if it is edible. So the EPA, the Food Recovery Network, and the Institute, we always have to submit report to our national higher ups. And it seems that the EPA got award of what we're doing, and we have actually done many presentations of our sustainable food systems, because we want other colleges to know that if we did it, you guys can do it. You guys can start an foreign chapter. You guys can, start a composting program. You guys can start educating students about the importance of food waste. So it was amazing that we got recognized, and I know most of it is due to student work. So it's awesome.
But we have about a good base of like 8 or 9 volunteers that come regularly, and we can go up to maybe 20.
They can be as quick as 30 minutes, but for a longer route, then you'll have to go to more spots to drop off and pick up from, so it could take like an hour. If there's driving involved, that can also take longer.
We've actually recently started hand delivering food to the homeless. So one of the issues we had is kind of the disconnect. We would just bring bins of food to homeless shelters and drop it off. And a lot of our volunteers didn't feel like that was quite enough, because you drop off the food and then you leave and go home. So now what we do is, since we have our food handlers cards, we will actually wrap up the food individually or in little baggies, and under some of the overpasses that we pass to go to the homeless shelter, we see a lot of people in tents, so we'll stop over and give them food. And that has probably been the most rewarding thing that we do. These people are not able to get into the shelters. There is limited space in the shelters, so it's really nice to be able to give them food. And sometimes we get reactions from, "This is the first meal I've ate in days," to crying. We've had a chain reaction of about 4 people crying. One person cried, the next person, and it's just such a rewarding and amazing thing to be able to do, and just to see how thankful people are. And I just would like to say that you can make a difference, even if it's just a little bit. Just giving one person a meal that they haven't had in 3 or 4 days, you've already made a difference.
Like, I'm hopeful that if we get more volunteers, then we can end up picking up from more places around campus and give out to more people.